And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. The drama continues, my people. The drama between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. As you all know, LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show where he proceeded to do what he does best, and that is cap a whole lot. And with the quickness, and I mean with the quickness, Stephen A. Smith decided to respond to the video. Now, if you're watching this video, my videos about the Pat McAfee interview will be coming out shortly. But I want to address this because I watched Stephen A. Smith's response, and he said a whole lot of things. It's probably going to take a couple of videos, but I think the most important thing to take from this, if you're a LeBron James fanboy, is understanding that people are getting tired of your king, and you know your king is walking on thin ice in terms of getting exposed. Now, you know, again, I'm not a Stephen A. Smith fan. However, what he's saying about LeBron James, I believe it. Why do I believe it? Because these are things that I have figured out on my own. These are things that I have deduced just based on how LeBron James moved over the course of his career. So the things that Stephen A. Smith says are not a surprise, but it is somewhat of a confirmation from someone who is closer to the situation. So fanboys, you guys are getting ready for some really rough times. But without further ado, my people, let's check out what Stephen A. Smith has to say about LeBron James' ability to tell the truth.
I get it. But don't the truth matter? Because there's one person in this ordeal that's telling the truth, and it's me. I don't lie to y'all. His ass lies a lot. And there's a lot of shady stuff that he does. And one of the things is his passive aggressiveness and the two-facedness and smile in your face and dig you behind the back. I happen to know that about him, which is why I don't like him. And he don't like me. But it doesn't stop me from being fair and calling it like I see it. We ain't exchanging Christmas gifts. We ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together. What you bring your son up in there for? What you bring your family up in there before? You gonna go on Pat McAfee show, talk about you gonna protect your house. What you talking about? Your son ain't at the house. He's at crypto.com arena. We ain't covering him in Brentwood. We covering him in downtown LA at the crypto.com arena.
All right, my people. So you heard Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith said, LeBron James, you are a liar. He says, it's only one of us that's telling the truth, and it's me. And he said some things about LeBron James. He said, hey, you're two-faced, that he's a backstabber, that he's passive-aggressive. And guess what? None of this is a surprise to anyone who has been paying attention to how LeBron James moved over the course of his career. We just did a video. Shout out to Dreamers Pro, exposing the fact that LeBron James indeed knew about the Anthony Davis trade, which again, it's not a surprise to those who follow LeBron James. And I say exposing the fact, again, I have to say that no one still knows for 100% certain. But the clip played with Marcus Morris, the brother of Markieff Morris, Sure sounds like LeBron James knew. So these things that Stephen A. Smith saying is very believable. I would tend to believe them over thinking that Stephen A. Smith is just saying something to cause controversy. Saying LeBron James is a liar. Again, let me bring this up. Starting 5 documentary on Netflix with LeBron James, as LeBron James is sitting in a chair getting his makeup done like Beetlejuice, who looks like a clown. Again, appropriate for LeBron James. His name should be LeClown. LeBron James, unprompted, brought up the fact that people always think he's lying. Why is that, LeBron James? Why do people always think you're not telling the truth? And so, yeah, Stephen A. basically confirms with saying, hey, I know LeBron James is a liar. Now, this like I said, we're going to do a few videos because Stephen A. Smith kind of brings up a lot of stuff that I think needs to be talked about and needs to be addressed in the sense, like I said, it's just more confirmation of the things that we thought already, or that we knew already, him being passive aggressive. If you need an example of LeBron James being passive aggressive, look no further than the 2018 finals when J.R. Smith made the mistake and LeBron James would not even look at him. The so-called GOAT, the so-called supposed to be a great leader leading your troops, LeBron James wouldn't look at him. LeBron James acted as if the game was over. Couldn't even look at his teammate J.R. Smith. Couldn't even look at him and give him direction as to how to go about the rest, go into overtime. Couldn't say, hey, you made a mistake, but now we're going into overtime. Let's get it together. We still got a chance to win this. We still can win this. No, LeBron James, Mr. I'm the greatest player in the world. That one right there made me the GOAT. Thought he was outmatched in 2018. Felt that he had blown his chance. Again, the difference between him and Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan was going against the Celtics with 5 Hall of Famers, Michael Jordan played like, hey, I'll win this by myself if that's what it takes. But LeBron James, again, look no further for the passive aggressiveness than that right there. That's a prime example. LeBron James would not even look in J.R. Smith's direction, and to me, that is despicable. That is, I can't even describe the disgust that I felt when I saw that. Like that was the last draw for me with LeBron James. I already, had so many things that's a strike against him. But that, when I saw that right there, that was the grand finale. I said, yeah, this guy, he can't be, there's no way he can be nowhere near as great as they're trying to make him seem to be. That's impossible. Not in 2018, because he's had plenty of time to develop his character in the NBA. He has had plenty of time. This is not the beginning of his career. And even if it was the beginning of his career, again, that's something that's, I think, still unforgivable. That's something that shows your character. When you're supposed to be the guy on the team, and you just abandon your teammate who made a mistake instead of, rallying the troops. How many mistakes have you made that's cost the game, LeBron? How about we talk about that? While you won't look at J.R. Smith, how many mistakes have you made that cost the game? LeBron, how many mistakes have you made that cost you those 6 finals losses? LeBron James. But yeah, he said, LeBron is passive aggressive. There's one undeniable example right there. He said LeBron is two-faced. We know teammates LeBron James tried to have traded. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. We know these things. We know LeBron James tries to manipulate stuff behind the scenes and pretend like he had nothing to do with it. Even the way he left Cleveland, I would argue that was two-faced. Like he had been saying that he would never leave Cleveland. He had been giving people the impression that he was staying in Cleveland. And then he holds that ridiculous press conference that still to this day, I'm puzzled as to why he thought that was a good idea. And so, what it really comes at. So we're going to wrap this video up because, like I said, this is ongoing. And I see this is probably, this is the beginning of, like I said, the walls crumbling for the fake king, for the false king, for the 4 and 6 kingdom. But LeBron James fanboys, listen to this. Your king said, when he went to Miami and people were very upset that he made that move and he was getting booed. Again, something that, your king gets booed so much, that should just remove him from the GOAT conversation automatically. But anyway, he went to Miami and he was getting booed. Of course, Cleveland didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like that move. And LeBron James said, he had to embrace the villain role. He had to embrace it because people were viewing him as a villain, so he just had to embrace that. Well, news flash, LeBron James and LeBron James fanboys, he didn't have to embrace the villain role. He was a villain. He is a villain. That's right. Your king, he's a villain. He didn't have to embrace the villain role. He was a villain. The way he left Cleveland showed that he was a villain. He showed that right then and there. That I don't care what I told you, I'm going to do what I decide to do. I'm going to do what's best for me regardless of what I tell you. I'm not even going to be courteous about it and let you know so you can prepare for this. I'm gonna just do what's best for me and forget how you feel about it. And we're not even just talking about the front office of Cleveland. We're talking about the fans and everybody. Forget all you guys. He is the villain. He was the villain already. He didn't have to embrace the villain role. His whole career, he has moved like a villain because he is a villain. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. LeBron James fanboys, prepare yourselves. Get yourselves ready. This is something I've been telling you guys since I started the channel. I told you guys from the beginning, I said, when your king gets close to retirement, and when he retires, the walls are going to come crashing in. Now, this thing between him and Stephen A. Smith, I'm not really sure this is the smoke LeBron James wants. Again, I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith, but we cannot deny the pull that Stephen A. Smith has. We cannot deny that Stephen A. Smith is pretty much the face of ESPN. We can't deny that. We can't deny the reach that he has. And we can't deny the fact that if he gets pissed enough to expose LeBron James, there are going to be a lot of people listening. And there are going to be people who Stephen A. Smith can sway that other people wouldn't be able to sway. There are going to be people that Stephen A. Smith can sway that I wouldn't be able to sway. That Angry Old Hoops wouldn't be able to sway. That Sports and Fitness Rants wouldn't be able to sway. That Scap Attack wouldn't be able to sway. That Dreamers Pro wouldn't be able to sway. That 2 Raw or Ticket TV. There are going to be people that Stephen A. Smith can sway that other people wouldn't be able to do. And this could be a problem for your king. Because at the end of the day, the only people who he can really count on are you delusional fanboys who have dedicated your life to protecting your king. You know, so much so that one of you decided to do an R&B love song for your king. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.